All right, Sistas fans. So Novi Brown, yesterday there was an article with TV Line that dropped. And as always, I'm going to go over it in this video, as well as leaving a link to the interview/article in the comment section below if you would like to see it for yourself. I highly recommend either, adding TV Line to your favorites bar on your search engine, because each week we usually get about 2 to 3 articles, typically the episode recap, as well as at least 1 or 2 cast members, kind of giving their thoughts on recent events in the series as a whole. So first time reading this along with you all, so any reactions I have are genuine. And here we go. Novi Brown talks more Karen Fatima tension, anxious fans, as well as everybody is on edge. Novi Brown says even her family has begun harassing her for intel. I'm not able to tell them either. Everybody is on edge, and it's really hard to keep plot twists to myself. We've created all these nail-biting moments on TV, and it is really exciting. A lot of people who watch the show have gone through similar things, and that's why they relate and find it so realistic. That's why Sistas has been so successful. 100% agree. 100% agree. Now, the article goes on to say into what Brown can say about the confrontational interaction between Zach's ex-girlfriend, who has announced her pregnancy, Karen, and Zach's current girlfriend, Fatima, is that it will further expose the personalities of their friends and onlookers, Sabrina, Andy, and Danny, as season 4 continues to roll out Wednesday next week. Now, she goes on to say Sabrina has her own drama with Calvin and Karen. Really? Well, what kind of drama is there with Karen? And Fatima's issues are maybe a welcome distraction. She's just trying to find balance between spending time with her friends and investing in her new love with Calvin in relation to Sabrina. New love requires new actions from you as an individual. She's also empathetic and trying to handle both worlds while feeling like maybe my relationship with Calvin isn't so bad. Meh. The bank manager is also the voice of calm and reason amongst her friends. At the core of it, Sabrina wants to be there for her girls. Within her sister circle, she's very mothering and nurturing, as opposed to, say, Danny, who has never liked Gary but suddenly wants to give him a chance because he bought Andy a penthouse. It's going to be interesting to see how all these women react to Gary and Fatima moving forward. What is equally revealing is how some Sistas viewers are so invested in the storylines that they call the characters hurtful names on social media. Aww, that's part of the art. Fans get so immersed in the emotions and realities of these characters and what they are going through. It's become a symbolic representation of where they are in their own lives. Some fans call us stupid, but others also say stuff like, I have been Andy before, or my cousin is just like Danny. We're dealing with a lot of people's realities and how they've dealt with situations like this, and how their loved ones handled it. In that way, Brown argues the soapy series is more than television drama. Yeah, I agree with that. It's a social conversation about what's going on today and how we relate to one another. It's all of those things put together, and as an artist, my only job is to make social commentary that people want to see. Yeah, I fully agree. I've been saying this for quite a while, going back to like the early stages of season 3 and late season 2. It could be argued that Sistas is the biggest Tyler Perry show of all time. I mean, it's not the longest running like House of Pain is in terms of black television sitcom history. The haves and the have-nots had its run, of course, on OWN, but I'm talking about the show with the most impact. When I say impact, I mean a show that has people talking day and night, each day of the week, even during hiatus, because of the fact that Sistas feels so grounded. Sure, it can be extremely over the top at times, but it's the relatability factor that makes for good TV. So, yeah, there really isn't too much to go into. I mean, I think I mentioned this in either my live stream or a recent video I recorded, but some fans talk about how Sabrina has had more of a background role so far in season 4. And I mean, the biggest thing she's done is go on that restaurant date with Calvin, and that was more about Calvin and showing more of his character than Sabrina. But yeah, it's funny how she talks about how nurturing and understanding Sabrina is, but this hopefully is a distraction from her situations going on. But that's the funny thing. Sabrina isn't shy from like running, well, typically when she's a bit tipsy, running her mouth about everybody else's business as a way to deflect. That's one thing about the sisters, when they come together to address one of the sisters, situations like, hey, we need to have like a, what do they call it? Dang it. Intervention for one of the girls, but then somebody will throw one of the other sisters under the bus. Well, hey, did you hear what Zach said? Or what about Cowboy? Basically deflecting the attention from them onto one of the other girls, and then it's just a bunch of toxicity and drama, but we love to watch it. So I will admit this was a good read. Unfortunately, it didn't give us as much info about the Karen and Fatima tension that we all want to see, but I can understand it. I mean, look, it's bad enough people think I have ties to Tyler Perry Studios and whatnot, being bombarded with, questions and demands to get answers to stuff. And I'm like, hey, I'm just, figuring it out like you all. But to actually be involved with the show like she is, it's one of those things where I wouldn't be able to, keep my mouth shut. Or, obviously I could. It would just take a lot of effort because people would just be asking over and over, what do you know? Tell me. But you gotta wait till next week to figure it out unless there's some sort of tweet or article that spoils it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. Like I said before, I will leave a link to the article in the comment section below. Now go ahead and hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Hit subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to get notifications when I post content. If you aren't getting notifications, you may need to unsubscribe, then hit subscribe again in order for it to work. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.